Hey everybody, how's it going? Stadman coming back at you once again, and today I'm going to be talking to you about some pickups that I recently made. Some of these were from Mercari, some of these were from Goodwill, and a couple of them were just random pickups I'm looking at right now that I got from a couple different places. So, just kind of throwing them all into this one video here. Otherwise, I would be doing like three different videos, one with two things, one with four things, and then another one with four things. It's like, why don't I just do one video with 10 DVDs and Blu-rays to talk about? So let's start things off with the titles that I got from Goodwill. My local Goodwill, they don't have the best deals when it comes to DVDs, but they have a 4 for $10 deal where you can get 4 DVDs for $10. It's okay. I wish it was a better deal than that, but that's like the best deal you can get there, so alright. But I found some things that I wanted to get there, so I managed to take advantage of the deal. So first thing I got was The Big Street, a Lucille Ball movie I've never seen before. And, well, I'm a big fan of Lucy. Who doesn't love Lucy? Everyone, I think, loves Lucy. At least most people do. And this is a movie that, it's one of those older movies that I haven't really seen yet. There are a lot of those classic ones that everybody's seen, but then a lot of the classic ones that have kind of like fallen by the wayside. Not many people have heard of them. Not many people have actually seen them because they just weren't as big as, say, Casablanca was, you know what I mean? So, because of that, I haven't seen a lot of these movies. And so whenever I come across some of these older movies out there on DVD, I tend to pick them up. Not only because I haven't seen them yet and I want to see more classic films, but also because these tend to be a little bit harder to come by. The classic films on DVD are a little bit more rare. So whenever I see them, I automatically just go yoink, just on the chance that even if I don't like it, I could probably sell it for something. Now this I don't think is worth much, but again, it's not like the main reason that I get it. It's just like a nice little added bonus to getting these, classic older movies on DVD. So that's one that I'm interested in. Of course, it also stars Henry Fonda. And it looks pretty interesting based on the synopsis. Another one that I found here was Dance Girl Dance, another movie starring Lucille Ball. So, I mean, I guess somebody was getting rid of their Lucille Ball collection or something like that. I don't know, but I took advantage of it because, well, any chance I can get to see more of the work that she did outside of I Love Lucy, the better. So, yes, picked up a Dance Girl Dance here. Interested to see what comes of that. I also got Sunshine State, which is a John Sayles movie, and just based on the synopsis alone, it sounded fairly interesting. I didn't know what to expect. I mostly got it because it's not something I'm familiar with. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't a movie you see everywhere you go. Whenever I see these weird movies on the shelf and I'm like, I've never heard of that before. That looks weird and interesting and I want it. That's basically what happens. It's just like anything that I am not familiar with seeing on the shelf, I usually just grab it, Sometimes it usually works out for me. Which is to say that it's usually a good bet to go for things like that. But sometimes it doesn't work out, and sometimes I end up picking up total trash. So, we'll see which of those this is, but regardless, definitely happy to have found this one. Simply because it's a John Sayles movie I've never seen, and, well, it looks intriguing, it looks interesting. And then last but not least, from Goodwill, I got Hercules in New York. This one, I don't remember at all. All I know is it's one of the earlier movies that Arnold Schwarzenegger did, and I've heard terrible things about this. I can't remember if I ever saw it. I might have seen it before, but even if I have, like, it didn't. It's not memorable, definitely, because I don't remember it. So it will be interesting to visit this and just see what it's all about. I'm expecting total and complete trash. Nothing good, but potentially something to laugh at, something funny. So, yes, this will be an interesting exploration into some of Arnold Schwarzenegger's earlier work. Now then, on to the Blu-rays. The real reason you all came here. I doubt that's true. Anyways, I picked up Happy Death Day to You because I wanted to see this one after I got Happy Death Day. I think it was a year ago. Maybe it was earlier this year. I don't remember. But what I do remember is that I really liked the first movie, and I never got around to actually seeing the second one. Now that I have this, I can tell you that I enjoyed it, but it needs to be said that while the first movie was definitely more of a horror film, but with playing with the whole idea of like Groundhog's Day, right? While the first movie was that, the second movie takes way more of a sci-fi twist. Like, it's almost a flat-out sci-fi movie. Like, there are horror elements to it, but very few and sparsely put in there. Like, I would say maybe 10 to 15 minutes of this movie is horror related. The rest of it is sci-fi. So like they completely they went a different route with this one entirely. And to be fair, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. I don't necessarily have a problem with that. It's just like, it's something I feel like people should know if they're going to get this or going to watch this, haven't seen it yet. It's like, this is not really a horror movie, I would say. Like, yeah, it's got the horror elements, so you can't say it's not a horror movie, but it's not as much of a horror movie as you would expect from something that's billed and sold as a horror movie. So just be warned. You might still enjoy it, but just don't go in expecting something that's 90% horror based or even 50% horror based, because it's like 10% horror based. I digress. I also managed to pick up one last title from Disney Movie Rewards before they took all of the Blu-rays and DVDs off of their service. That's right, I believe they have decided to do that now. And that one title was Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. This completes my Pirates of the Caribbean collection. I think this might be on 4K, but I don't care really. While I liked this one, I didn't feel like it was the best of them. I'd say it was like a 6 out of 10 or something like that. It's worth putting into the collection. It had the feel of a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, but, definitely not the best of them. Just another Pirates of the Caribbean movie, basically. Yeah. So, because of that, I'm definitely glad that I was able to get it for free, but I also am very disappointed that Disney Movie Rewards has decided to get rid of all their free DVDs and Blu-rays. Now, the way they word it makes it sound like that might not be the case forever. Like, they might bring it back at some point. But, I mean, why would you go to the effort of trying to, put all their... They put all their Blu-rays and DVDs on sale on Disney Movie Rewards for bare bottom prices in terms of the amount of points that you have to spend to get them. Just ridiculously low prices, right? Why would you do that? Why would you have a fire sale on all that stuff unless you were planning to not have those anymore? I'm pretty sure that they're getting rid of them. I think this may be the very last title that I get from Disney Movie Rewards for free. So that's a bummer. But good things don't last, do they? Next up, we're moving on to titles that I got from Mercari. This first one I'll show you is Once Upon a Deadpool. I haven't seen it yet, and that's why I wanted to get it, because I've heard so many good things about it. I have seen the original release of Deadpool 2. I think I saw it in theaters. I have it on 4K. Yeah, I saw it in theaters. I got it on 4K. I never actually watched it on 4K after getting it on 4K. But I have seen the original Deadpool, but I've never seen the PG-13 cut. I wanted to, I just never got around to getting to the theater to see it. And they only ever released it on Blu-ray, which is truly sad, I think. But oh well, I guess. This, for those who don't know, is like the PG-13 cut, and it is pretty freaking different from what I've been told from the original movie. Yes, it is basically just the original movie, but with a bunch of new content in there and changed up a bit so that like it fits the PG-13 rating. So, in fact, a lot of it apparently is just making jokes about how they're trying to keep from saying too many cuss words and stuff like that. So, yes, I am definitely interested in seeing this. I'm expecting many good things from this, and I got a great deal on it. I believe it was $7 or something like that. So, cool stuff. Next up, I got Baskin. This was on there for I think $5, which is just what? When I saw it there for $5, I was just like, buy that right now, buy, because this usually goes for like $25 to $30 and has not dropped in price ever, anywhere, period. And this is an amazing horror film. For those who don't know, this is practically an unofficial sequel to Hellraiser. It's the best Hellraiser movie you've ever seen that isn't a Hellraiser movie. I'll put it that way. There are so many things in this movie that are directly inspired by Hellraiser. It looks like Hellraiser. It feels like Hellraiser. Like the plot almost kind of gets into Hellraiser territory. It's good stuff if that's the kind of thing that you're into. I really enjoyed this movie, and well, I'm glad I have it on Blu-ray now for $5 freaking dollars, because I don't think I'll ever find a deal that good on this title again. Next up, I got Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror, 2 anthology horror films from Scream Factory. Now, I have been having a bit of a boycott of Scream Factory recently. I'm thinking of putting an end to it, but the whole idea behind the boycott was not to give them any money, because I was tired of their practices in certain areas. I'm kind of annoyed with the way that they're going about business now. Regardless, the whole idea was to not give them money, but I could still buy things used that were from Scream Factory. So that's what I did, because this doesn't give them money directly. It's just money that they got originally, who knows how long ago, for something. And now I have purchased it secondhand. They don't get any money from that. So, yeah. And I believe this came to $11. I think that's what I paid for it. Maybe 11 or 12. One of those two. Yeah, now that I think about it, actually, it was $12. It was $12. So, yes, not too bad. Not like the best deal ever, because I believe this has been on Amazon for $15 recently, brand new. But, you know, me and my quote-unquote boycott, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to give them any money. Even if that is a good deal, I'm not going to give them any money. I'm going to spend my money on their products by buying them used. That'll show them. It won't show them anything. And that's why I'm thinking of just saying, you know what am I doing? Just stop it with that bull crap. But anyways, definitely glad to have these two in my collection, because I believe I've watched both of these movies with friends of mine, and we enjoyed the hell out of them. So, very good stuff. And I love me some anthology horror. Can't go wrong with anthology horror. And then last but not least, I also picked up The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. This one, for those who don't know, is a Terry Gilliam movie that has been in the works for over 20 freaking years. He has been trying to get this movie made since the damn 1990s, guys. Like, amazing how long it's taken and how many issues it has had. Like, so many different iterations of this film have gone into production and then never been finished. So the fact that it got finished, like, there was a documentary made about how this movie could not get made and all the different iterations of it that it went through during the process of not getting made. And I wish that documentary was included with this, but my hope is that this actually gets a Criterion release at some point, and then the documentary gets included on that Criterion release, because that would just be perfect. But I haven't seen this yet. I'm hoping it's pretty good. I'm expecting it'll probably be pretty good. I mean, it's Terry Gilliam, and it's something he's been working on for a long time. So he's had a lot of time to work out the kinks, you know what I mean? And yeah, thinking this one will be pretty damn good, but regardless, I got a pretty good deal on it. I think it was $8. I really can't remember. But this is one that hasn't been a really good price for a while now. And to be fair, it did just come out this year. But, you know me, I'm a bargain hunter. I gotta get my bargains, so waited until I found it on Mercari for a pretty good price and got it that way. So yeah, that is that. That's all the stuff that I got this week. This pickups haul from Goodwill and Mercari mostly, and then one thing from Amazon. That's Happy Death Day to You. And the last Disney pickup from Disney River Rewards, potentially ever. I know, it makes it sound more epic than it is, and it's really not epic, it's sad. But what can you do? Oh well, oh well. Anyways, that'll do it for me. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later. Peace.